All right, hey guys, welcome to the Rural Republic team call. This is Monday night, October 3rd. Excited you guys are all here. We have a guest speaker tonight, Stephania Weisz. She is a star Diamond coach. She is a pediatric ICU nurse and mom of two. And before she gets going, she talked to us a little bit about working for your vision, working with a purpose, and working for your passion, which is something that it's basically how I built my entire business, right? So as you guys know, I'm basically like a heart-souled, powered entrepreneur. I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now if I didn't have that North Star to hang on to. And, sometimes I can get lost along the way. So before we get into that, in case you guys don't know, all of the challenge packs are on sale again this month. So this is the last month that all the challenge packs are on sale for $140. We just started a Fit for Fall group today. If you are a coach that needs a challenge group, please message me and we'll make sure you guys get in there. I really like the format of this, as of us all working together. There's already a lot more engagement and interaction within the group that I haven't seen in a long time. So that makes me really, really excited. So if you guys need a group, then just let me know and we'll get you guys in that. I am going to sit down tomorrow and kind of plan out the calendar for the rest of the month because I don't have like what I haven't planned yet, especially with the launch of Quarter Force. As you guys know, Quarter Force, your sneak peek today. You guys could do your sneak peek. I think they'll have it available again tomorrow as well for you guys to try. So you guys did not get to do it today. Give it a try just so you know how to explain it to other people. It's a ton of fun. As you guys know, I don't like cardio. So I really like this program. I was sweating and it was just a lot of fun. So I think it's going to be great. We'll do probably a week, like a little launch beforehand, like a week, kind of sneak peek group beforehand, and then open up the group for that. But we will have a challenge group in between. I just don't want to spread ourselves super, super thin. So I'm trying to figure out the best plan of what to do. If I'm going to maybe start running monthly challenge groups and just going to have people wait till the next one, or what. Just kind of have to brainstorm on what I'm going to do here. So maybe run a free group mid-month and get people that are waiting, get them in the free group first and then into the challenge group. Because if we're going to do this all together and we really want to spend the time to put the energy and the effort and research recipes and different themes around our group, then I really want to make sure that it adds a lot of value. So I just kind of have to brainstorm that. And then also I redid the coach training site. So if you guys have not been on there recently, I redid the coach training site with some new team training and information for our coach trainings. I know that some of you guys like to run them in groups. That's perfectly fine. I'm kind of brainstorming on that what to do as well, because I worry about duplication. And so anything that I think about, I wonder about how can a new coach get another coach started right? And a lot of times people don't sponsor new coaches because they're like, I could never do what Alyssa does or Stephania does or anybody that runs groups because we have the information, whatnot. And people just don't feel confident in answering everything. So I want to be able to have a tool that everybody can really use and feel confident in that tool. So that's why I really went back and I've been really working on it, improving it. It's awesome now. I'm just kind of adding in some more videos and stuff in some other areas. So just so you guys know, that is where my place of contact is going to be for all of my new coaches. That's where my welcome email is sending them at this point. And then I'm going to put them in a message thread and really work with them in kind of little pods. So when I'm getting my coaches started, also just having weekly calls with them. And I am in the midst of coming up with a getting started right sheet for everybody that really digs into people's whys, people's purpose, people's vision, having them doing some goal settings right off the bat. So when you do that getting started right call with them, you know exactly what to ask them, which I think is key. I know in our past groups, we talk about why, we talk about vision, but how often does that get skimmed over? And people don't think about that, right? And the number one thing people say is, I want to help people, but then the going gets tough and people tell you no, and you have nobody to help. And then what happens, right? People quit, people fall off. So I really, really want to dig into that right away in GSR calls. So I'm making a new document for that as well. So look for that in the future. And that's, I think, all the announcements that I really have to make right now. If you guys have any questions, you guys can post below. But I'm going to hand it over to Stephania, and she is going to spill into us tonight. So take it away, girl.
One more thing to add to kind of Alyssa's stuff about different trainings and things. I am opening up a 4 Bottle Behaviors group and an Emerald to Diamond group. And I'm going to open that up to anyone who wants to join that with us, to kind of push through the month for that. So you can join one, both, either as soon as I get them. I'm going to get them opened a little bit later tonight after my kids go to bed. And then I'll put those links up in Royal for anyone that's interested in, kind of moving beyond that, so we don't wait till I mean, I love the success push groups that we've had, the Success Club push groups at the end, but this will kind of give us, I think, something steady to work all the way through the month. But anyway, so for those of you who don't know me or do know me or whatever, here's my quick little story is, like Alyssa said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a nurse, I work in a pediatric ICU. I have 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 4-month-old. So life is kind of crazy, kind of hectic. You know, there's always something going on around here. And after I had my daughter, I had gained a lot of weight, and I just really wasn't happy with where I was in my life. And I decided I had to make a change. I had to lose the weight. I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I started working out. Nothing with Beachbody. It was random programs that I had found, a 30-day challenge here, a push to something here, whatever. And I ended up, long story short, 16 months after I had my daughter, I had lost over 60 pounds, and I competed in a bikini competition. At the same time as all that was happening, I was still working. I was working every weekend because my husband worked during the week and I worked on the weekends. I was missing things with my family. Kind of the biggest thing that still, every time I talk about it, gets me is that I missed my daughter's first steps. I was driving to work and she took her first steps to her daddy, and I missed that. And it killed me to miss that. And so I just came to these 2 realizations that, one, I loved health and fitness. I loved helping people. My coworkers were asking me, what are you doing? And I was like, just telling them whatever I was doing. I was helping with recipes or, you know, just motivating people. And I knew I needed something different so I could be home more with my daughter. And I actually found Alyssa on Instagram through hashtags. So for anyone who does not use hashtags, use them, because I was hashtagging all of my things fit nurse. And that's how I came across Alyssa. You know, you could hit that like homepage and people start popping up in your feed or whatever. And that's how I found her. And I could still pinpoint the help wanted to add today if I saw it on her page, the one that sparked my interest, and then I reached out to her, and the rest was kind of history. So Alyssa asked me to talk about vision. She said, you know, can you please do a call on vision? And I think that vision is so important. First off, make sure you guys have a pen and paper for this, because I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise. And then for anyone who wants to share when we're done, I would love it. It's not school. I'm not going to pick on anybody, but if you want to, that would be really great. So vision is so important. You have to have a vision of where you want to go, where you want to be. But along with vision, you also need to know what your purpose is. Can you guys make sure that your lines are muted if you just, there we go. So you have to know your purpose, because if you have a vision of where you want to go, that's great, but purpose is a little bit different. So I'm going to talk about purpose first. You need to know your purpose, and you need to know what you're passionate about, because that in turn is going to shape your vision and how you're going to run your business. And so I found this exercise a long time ago, and it's from a book called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield is a motivational speaker. He's really well known for all his Chicken Soup for the Soul books, if you've ever read any of those books. So he has this exercise, and it's called the life purpose exercise. And I think it's important that we all understand that being a Beachbody coach is not your purpose. I am not a Beachbody coach. I don't want to be brand. That's not who I am. Beachbody is the vehicle that I get to use to fulfill my purpose and to fulfill my vision. And I think that's so important that we remember that you are not Beachbody. That is not who you are. Yes, the products are amazing. You know, the Shakeology is wonderful. The opportunity is great, but you have to know what your purpose is. And then you use Beachbody. You use what they have and those tools to create that vision of what you want with your life. Okay. So here's the first part of it. Number 1, I want you to list 2 unique personal qualities, such as enthusiasm and creativity. Some other ones I came up with are dependability, patience, honesty, assertiveness, friendly, flexibility, leadership or leading, intelligence. Okay, so you're going to list 2 unique personal qualities about yourself. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a second to do that. So I'll kind of tell you again, the ones that I kind of came up with were enthusiasm, creativity, dependability, patience, honesty, enthusiasm, assertiveness, friendly, flexibility, leadership, intelligence. Okay, so that's number one. You come up with 2 of those words. Okay, here's the second part. List 1 or 2 ways that you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others, such as to support, to inspire, to motivate, to encourage, to serve, to help, to excite, to empower, to influence, to lead. Okay, so one more time. List 1 or 2 ways that you enjoy expressing those personal qualities that you wrote down first when interacting with others. So do you like to support, to inspire, encourage, serve, help, excite, empower, influence, lead? Okay, so you should have now 4 words. Your first 2 personal qualities, and then the second 2 are the way you like to express those qualities when interacting with others. Okay, all right, third part. Assume the world is perfect right now. What does that world look like? How is everyone interacting with everyone else? What does it feel like? So write your answer as a statement in the present tense, describing the ultimate condition, the perfect world as you see it and feel it. Remember, a perfect world is a fun place to be. So an example is everyone is freely expressing their own unique talents. Everyone is working in harmony. Everyone is expressing love. Everyone is healthy. Everyone is confident. Everyone is strong. Okay, so one more time. Assume the world is perfect right now. What does that world look like? How is everyone interacting with everyone else? What does it feel like? And write that in write that statement in the present tense, describing that ultimate condition. Okay? All right, so now you're going to combine those 3 prior things that we put together in a paragraph into a single statement. Okay, so an example is, my purpose is to use my creativity and enthusiasm to support and to inspire others to fully express their talents in a harmonious and loving way. Okay, so you're going to put all those things together, and that's going to be your purpose. Okay, so your purpose, your personal qualities, how you're using them with others, and then what that world looks like. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what mine is while you guys kind of go through this. And I actually have this written on a note card, and this note card is starting to get like, the corners are bent because I actually carry this around with me in my wallet. And I have another one that I put up in my bathroom. And so I look at this so that I know what my purpose is. Okay, and so my purpose is to use my enthusiasm and positivity to motivate and inspire others to live a healthy, balanced life and reach their fullest potential. Okay, so that is my purpose. My purpose is to use my enthusiasm and positivity to motivate and inspire others to live a healthy, balanced life and reach their fullest potential. Okay, I hear my kids screaming back here if anyone else can hear it too. So did anyone else come up with something they want to share? Anybody? Anybody? I got the speaker, I got the full screen view so I could see everybody right now. But I won't pick on you if you don't have anything to say. Anybody? Anybody? No? No?
I'll say mine. And this is like, actually, so this is like my problem too. So wait till you guys hear mine, because it's, so I wrote down for my unique personality, loving, independent, and then consistent and perseverance. And then to serve, encourage, and love. And then I wrote like, wake up in the morning with a world full of peace and love. So when I wrote my sentence out, it was use my love and perseverance to encourage others to live a life of peace and love, which, as you can see, that's what gets me into trouble. But
That's awesome. And I think that once you know that, then you can ultimately look at and go, all right, well, what does peace and love mean to me? What would bring someone a peaceful life? What would bring someone a loving life? Is a peaceful life meaning that they're more confident in themselves? Is living a loving life, does that mean that they're able to express that love up to others? And so I think, it's even when you come up with something like that, where you're like, all right, well, I want to create a world of peace and love, it's then breaking that down, because I'm sure you're not the only one that came up with something like that. And this wasn't the first time. This took me a while to really think about this. So I suggest that you go back and kind of listen to at least this part of it if you listen to nothing else. Or you can get the book. It's called The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. And I just got it on my Kindle. And it's I don't know, probably less than $10 if you get it on a Kindle, or they even have an audio too that you can download. So, but it's called The Life Purpose Exercise, in case you want to kind of look up what that is. All right. So now that you know what your purpose is, anyone else have one that they want to share? Anybody? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyone? I know I thought I saw someone else had raised their hand up, but everyone's super quiet now. Other Alyssa, are you kind of I see another Alyssa there.
I'll share if no one's going to.
I told you, I got my screen. I can see everybody on here.
Cool. So I wrote, my purpose is to use my positivity and dependability to motivate, inspire, and empower others to live a positive life and find the good in every situation.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great. And so once you know that, again, then you break that down. What does that mean? Because, I think we all want happiness, and we want, peace and love, and, everyone to live a full life. But then how can we do that? And so then that's where your vision comes into play. And so it's so important that you have a vision of where you're going and where you want your life to go. And that's not only physical things. That's not just to say, well, my vision is, to have a life where I'm debt-free. Okay, that's great. But what would being debt-free do for you? It's not just about being debt-free. Why do you want to be debt-free? Because you could be debt-free and still be unhappy. But if you're debt-free, what does that mean to you? Does that mean that you get to pick up your kids from school every day? Does that mean that you never have to miss a holiday? You never have to work another holiday? Does being debt-free, that vision for you, does that mean that you'll always be able to be at your kids' soccer games? Does that mean if you're debt-free that you are now making enough money to bring your spouse home from work? And so you need to create this vision, and you need to be specific. And that's one thing that I learned really, that it's kind of taken me a while to learn. I started off, I had a big transformation. It wasn't from Beachbody programs, but I had been sharing that already on social media, and my friends had seen it. And so for me, I hit Success Club 12 my first week as a coach. I went Emerald in 7 days. I hit Diamond in 60 days. And I shot so fast through this, and I had no vision. I didn't know where I was going. My purpose at that point was to help people get healthy, because that's what I wanted to do. My purpose was to help people get healthy and to basically make money so that I could be home with my kids more. But beyond that, I hadn't really created a bigger vision for myself, and really had seen what I wanted. And so my business plateaued. I went from Diamond, I dropped to Emerald, I hit 1 star, I dropped to Diamond to Emerald. I mean, it's been this roller coaster because I didn't have a clear vision of where I wanted to go with my life. And so this is where things like vision boards become really, really, really important. And it doesn't have to be a board. It can be a screensaver. I had a screensaver on mine. I'm actually getting ready to remake my vision board. I'm doing a little, a team kind of get together, a day of us, and we're all going to do vision boards and things like that. But, what is your vision for your life? What are you passionate about? And the thing is, if you're in this business, you have to be passionate about helping people. And if you're not passionate about helping people, this isn't the right business for you. You know, if you are not, if you have to get back, I think we've talked about this. A lot of us we kind of got away from the core values of Beachbody and what this company stands on. And this company stands on helping people to become healthy, to fight that trend of obesity, you know, and that doesn't mean that they want everyone to have six-pack abs. That means that we are trying to help people to become healthy, to live their fullest life, you know, to be able to be there with their families, to have energy and to be strong. And so if you need to be able to align your vision and your purpose with that mission of the company. Because if you can't, then this really isn't the right thing for you. There are a lot of network marketing companies out there. You know, there are a lot of different things that you can sell, that you can do, that really don't have to involve helping people in this way. But there's not a lot of businesses that I know out there where you truly have to get into someone's head. You truly have to find out their goals and why they want to lose weight. You know, if you're selling a skincare item, you know, there's not really a big, yes, you're going to help someone maybe feel better and their skin's going to look better, but there's not a whole lot of depth to that. You know, if you're, I won't get into too many other businesses, but you know, you truly with this have to know what someone's goals are. You have to know why they want to be healthy. And if you're recruiting people too who have not done programs before, they are going to fizzle out of this business real fast if they are just in it for the money and they are just in it for you know, an income and a rank, because those people aren't going to last. You know, they're gonna make some money, and then at some point it's gonna dry up for them, and they're not gonna go anywhere. And so that's why it's so important that you know your purpose and that you use that purpose to align your vision. And
interject in that for a sec. So as you guys know, I've been doing like reflecting in my own business, and I've been sharing that just really openly with everybody. But you know, when I look back at like how many coaches that I bring in and kind of like the message, I will say this, that my coaches that are still here and still rocking the business, it's because they're passionate about making changes in their own life. So whether they are into fitness or not, they're very passionate about making those changes in their own life, first and foremost. And then second of all, yes, they're passionate about helping others. And I will tell you that this has been the first year that I've had more coaches come in and leave and come in and leave. And so I really had to like evaluate like what my message is and like what I'm sending to people, because when people don't make money right away and they're not into health and fitness and they really don't care about helping others, you can do all in your power to get them started right, and you will beat yourself up wondering what the heck you did wrong. But in reality, like those people weren't cut out for this business anyways. So if you have that happening to you, you know, I mean, I think the first thing, and that's why I've been going back and like really interviewing people and really directing my messages to a specific target of people. So as you guys know, like the nurses, people in healthcare, people I know that like to help others, fitness professionals, like people that I know that like to help others, because the amount of energy, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of hours of energy. And I will not say that it's wasted, because I hope that like I was able to impact their life in some way, shape, or form. But you will beat yourself up. You might shut your own business down. You might think that you're a horrible leader. You might have all of these things that go through your mind. And I just want you guys to know that like the end result is that the people that are here, the people that are on this call, the people that show up in the team pages, you know, the people that are supportive, it's because of that fact that they generally care about other people and they really care about like what the mission is of Team Beachbody. So, you know, a way you guys can do that is obviously getting on the phone, like interviewing people, like finding out, you know, and I don't want to say like making money is a bad thing, because I mean, I think everybody needs money. I don't know anybody in this world that doesn't need money or that is just like financially 100% set. So that's not, you know, no matter as you work as a nurse or an S-ray tech or a nurse practitioner or a fitness instructor or behavioral therapist, these are just people that I'm seeing right now on my screen. You know, you're making money in your current position. So that's not a bad thing. But when somebody just comes in it because they're like, wow, like you made all this money with this business. As soon as they don't start making the money that they want to make right off the gate, they will quit. And then you will doubt yourself. So you guys learn from me. I'm always just trying to share with you guys lessons and just like try to learn from all of my mistakes that I make in my business so you guys don't make them. So, all right. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I think it's important, to know that even, I mean, like you really probably don't, you could probably sit back, hit your Success Club every month and still get a great income, but what keeps you coming back to the business and to helping us? And that's, I think, like you said, you had to kind of step back and look back at your vision, and your ultimate vision wasn't just to make money. That wasn't what you wanted to do. Your purpose was to help people and to fight that trend of obesity and to do those things. And so, if your vision was just about money, you would be, you probably wouldn't be where you are, but you'd probably be fine just collecting a check and sitting back, hitting Success Club, keeping your rank just high enough to, to bring that income in, and that would be fine. But that's not your vision. That's not your purpose. And I think that we know that, about you, but you need to know that about yourself. And this goes for, for everyone. So here's a few things to kind of, I talk about vision, but so here's some action steps for your vision. One, you need to see it. You have to be able to see it in your mind. If that means that, if you want a certain type of car, go test drive that car. Seriously, get in that car, take a selfie, hey, go walk in the parking lot before the guy, comes and hunts you down. You find that car and you snap a picture of it. You test drive that car, smell the leather, see how it handles, feel it. If there's a house, if there's a neighborhood that you want to live in, that's close enough to you, go drive by it. Go leave the market. I remember who it was that was talking about this. They said they would actually leave the market when they were grocery shopping and drive to the house, drive to the neighborhood they wanted to be in. And they would drive themselves to there and envision that that's where they were going to go and that's where they were going to live. If you want to drop your kids off at school every day, put that up where that you can see it. If your kids are in soccer and you don't want to miss a game, put a picture of them playing soccer. Because every time you get a no, and every time someone tells you that you're crazy or that this business is not going to work, you're going to look back at that picture of your kids and you're going to remember why you're doing this and what your vision is. And that's going to be sitting right next to that little card that you have with your purpose on it of what you want for your life. Now that you see it, you need to believe it and you need to feel it. And I used to always think like, this is craziness. Like all these people who are like, just see it in your mind and it'll be, just speak it into the universe and everything's gonna just flow to you. Okay. I don't believe that if you say, I make money, money flows to me. I don't totally believe that where you're just gonna suddenly have money pouring into your life. But if you can see the other things that you want, it's gonna help you to continue to push and to believe it, and your mind is going to believe it, and you're going to become that person. Because the other thing is that you will never bring someone into this business who is better than you. You have to become that person. And so if you think to yourself, gosh, none of my coaches are working, nobody is pushing, no one is doing this, take a second and look at yourself and go, am I being that leader? And is that the person that I'm being? Is my vision and my purpose clear? Have I shared that with my team? Which brings me to my next point. Share that with your team. You need to share those things with your team. I've become much more vocal and much more open about the fact that I want to make 6 figures a year. I do. And it's not because I want to say I make $100,000. It's because if I can make $100,000 a year, I can bring my husband home from work. If I can make $100,000 a year, I can become debt free. I do not have to go to work. I will be able to be with my children. I'll be able to have dinner on the table every night for my family. I will be able to wake up and have breakfast with them. I will never miss a holiday. And so it's not about money, but it's about what that money can do. And so when you think about the amount of money that you want to make, okay, I have a very specific amount of money in my mind, and it's a little bit more than $100,000, but I know what my husband makes, and I know that I need to match that amount in order to bring him home. And I finally only recently said to him, hey babe, if I could match your income, would you come home? And he kind of like looked at me like, sure, yeah, like, yeah, right, like you're gonna do that. But I finally told him, you know what? I asked, if I could do that, would you come home? And he said, yeah. He would, he would want to be there with us, and whether he would actually leave, I don't know. But it's one of those things where I'm putting it out there and I'm letting my team know that. So the other thing, affirmations. I fully believe in affirmations. You know, and one thing I've also been doing is personal development. But I do it before I start inviting people. I've been reading a really awesome book right now. It's called If You Think You Can by T.J. Hoisington. It is an amazing book. It says it's the 13 laws that govern the performance of high achievers. I basically read a chapter a day, and at the end of every chapter, it asks you to do like a couple quick sentences, you know, kind of recapping it. But this is what I've been reading, and this thing is highlighted all over the place, and I love this book. I read it actually a long time ago, a lot of years ago, and I just picked it back up right now, and I absolutely love it. And so you need to make sure that you are sharing your vision with your team. You see it, you believe it. And then also take 5 minutes and really close your eyes and think about what you want and see it, smell it, feel it. Know what it's going to feel like to be where you are. Some people say do it first thing in the morning. Some people say do it at night. For me, if I close my eyes for 5 minutes at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be asleep. That's number one. Just going to be real. But if I close my eyes for 5 minutes at night before I go to bed, I'm leaving something good in my mind. I am leaving that as the last thing that I'm really thinking about, and it's really on my heart while I sleep. And so then when I wake up in the morning, I'm even more motivated to get up, because that's the last thing I thought about is my vision, my why, my purpose, what I want for my life. And now getting up in the morning is that much easier than hitting snooze, because I don't want to hit snooze on my dreams. I don't want to hit snooze on myself. And I did a live video that some of you guys should probably go take a look at, but it's like maybe 5 or 10 minutes long. If you would not hit snooze for your job, don't hit snooze on yourself. Because I guarantee you that if your boss told you today, you have to wake up you have to be at work 30 minutes early. We're not starting at 8, we're starting at 7:30. You'd be like, okay. You wouldn't tell them no. And so you need to be your own boss, and you need to tell yourself to wake up 30 minutes early, because you are waking up 30 minutes earlier for yourself and for your dreams and for your family. So don't hit snooze on yourself and don't hit snooze on your dreams, because I do it. And if I do that and I'm like, oh, well, there's 45 minutes. Now it's 5:45. Like my morning's already, you know, now I'm down to an hour. That's 45 minutes less that I had to work on myself and work on my own dreams. So that's kind of what I have there. I think, again, it's really important that you understand your purpose, because your purpose will ultimately shape your vision and your passion. And once you know those two things, you will be unstoppable. And no matter how many people tell you no matter how many people tell you you're crazy, whether they are friends, family, loved ones, your spouse, your parents, sisters, brothers, you will know what you're meant to do, and you will keep pushing on in this business, because there are so many people in this country who need our help. There are so many people who want to be healthier and who want to be home, who want more for their life, and it's just a matter of going out and finding those people. So,
and I have to say, like, when I first started this business, so you guys, a lot has changed in 3.5 years. So think about that. Like 3.5 years ago, like I never saw like really Beachbody coaches. I never saw anything for those lash things, whatever. I never saw anything really for Rodan and Fields. Like I never saw anything of any of these direct selling companies ever. And maybe you guys can like kind of relate to that. Like I didn't see that. So cool thing is like what we do is really 21st century, and there's a lot more people that are getting on board. It's not like, you know, this is like some weird thing and like nobody's ever heard of it before, and like what we do is like totally strange. What we do is becoming a lot more mainstream, which is just really, really awesome. And the other thing is that when I started, like, I mean, everybody told me I was crazy. My husband told me I was crazy. My mom told me I was crazy. My grandma literally broke down and cried. And in case you guys know, like my mom had me when she was 17 years old. So my grandparents were pretty much my everything, because they helped raise me while my mom was going to school. So, I mean, that like really stung, like when my own grandma was like just totally bawling in my face. But I mean, I think that we all know, and I don't think we need to argue this point, is that yes, we are hurting, right? There's 1 in 4 Americans that are obese. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in our country. And what we do is a real thing. And so when people tell you no, it's just because, honestly, because they're not ready. And that, I think, is the biggest difference. You guys, it is, and I will tell you, it is a lot easier to be in a company where, you're selling like a 21 bag, or you're selling like a piece of jewelry, or an origami owl thing, or a lipstick, or whatever. And, I know that none of you guys were in here just to do easy. Because I buy lipstick for my friends all the time. I've got a girlfriend of mine that sells some crystal jewelry thing, and she's always like, I need help this month. Like, can you help me? And I'm like, yes, like, I'll help you, because I know what she's trying to achieve. So I get that. But like, I would not keep, if it was like some health and fitness thing, like over and over and over again, and like, I really didn't care about that and knew that I had to put the work in on myself, it's a lot harder to convince people that they're worth it, which is just, unfortunately, that just stinks, because it's all the self-limiting beliefs that we had before in our lives that always hold us back. So as I've been kind of doing like, my own like self, I guess, like reflection over this last week, it's been completely eye-opening, because here's the thing, guys, is that your success is going to be based on your belief. It is going to be based on your belief and having that vision for your future. If you don't have that North Star to work towards, you know what? You can easily not push towards it. So how many coaches, it's the last couple days of the month, and we're like, all right, you're at Success Club 4, and then you see them, they're like out drinking with their buddies, like on that last night. Like, that person is not working towards a vision. That person basically stopped short on their goals and stopped. Now, I have coaches that work super, super hard up until the last day of the month, and it doesn't happen, but they are working, and so that's kind of the difference. When you're working for a vision, like, I would never be putting in still 10, 12-hour days a day if it was for money, if it was for any other reason besides a vision. And so you've got to figure out what that vision is and get super, super clear on that, and understand that, sometimes your vision is going to change. So like, obviously when I started, it was like, I just wanted to help people. I didn't really go deeper than that. And then I was like, I want to leave my nursing job and come home with my kids. Okay. So then that happened, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I want to have money to pay for my kids' colleges, or I want to pay off my mortgage, or whatever. Well, so then what happens when you achieve those things? And so that's where I got lost this year. It's like, okay, well, like, now what? Like, what am I working towards? Like, I've got to really like refocus myself and figure out, why am I going to work? What am I going to still work for? And sometimes you've got to keep reevaluating what that is. The second part of it is this, is that, and for those of you guys who have been around for me a while, like, I will beat myself up. I will create all different trainings. We'll try this. We'll do that. Blah, 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 blah. Right? But the system is the vital behaviors. That is the system to grow your business. So that's why I created a new tracking sheet for you guys to use, because legitimately, if you do the activities and if you believe in what you're doing, you will grow a successful business. That is the formula. That is it. And so we need to, and really be cognizant of this, especially when you guys bring in new coaches too, when they start looking for other avenues, when they're like, I'm going to do this like page training, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And they start looking for these other areas, but yet they haven't had a transformation, right? Their mindset's not improving. They're not really being like that product of the product. They're really not inviting. They're trying to find other ways to grow their businesses. And I'm not saying using a like page is a bad idea. If you guys were just in that leadership training that we just did, that level up training, one thing, and you guys might have not realized this, but, and maybe because I'm looking at it at a different angle, because I knew a lot of the stuff that they were talking about. So I kind of had different takeaways, but especially when I listened to Janelle's call and I listened to Brittany's call, every single person that they're talking to is coming from their like page. I don't know who else caught that, but I did. I totally caught that. And I'm like, okay, so that's where most of my business comes from as well, is my Facebook like page. So yeah, is it important to grow that? Yes. Does it replace the activities that you need to do on a daily basis? No. And so when you're starting coaches and when people are getting flustered, I'm telling you guys, like, make sure that your coaches have a vision. Keep reinforcing that, what that is. Make sure that you know what that vision is. Make sure you know what that why is. So when they're like struggling and they're like, I don't know if this is for me, I can be like, Stephania, you told me last year that you wanted to bring your husband home. You told me how much he hates his job and how much he hates going there on a daily basis, and how that kills you that he hates his job so much. If I didn't know that about Stephania, how could I reiterate that to her? How can I help cast that vision and keep that vision clear? So getting what your coach's vision is, getting what their whys is, super important. Don't skip over that things. And then when you're mentoring your coaches, and I'm doing this again with some of my coaches right now is, you know, guys, like we have to track our businesses. You know, we have to make sure that we're doing the vital behaviors, because in those vital behaviors, in those activities that we do on a daily basis, that is what is going to shape your destiny, right? And I'm learning that all, and it's like, sounds so like, yeah, of course, whatever. But Tony Robbins says that a lot in this Ultimate Edge that I'm going through this program right now, is he says, like, every decision that you make shapes your destiny. You know, you go to a particular college, or you go to a different college, or you marry this guy, you marry this guy. It's a flip of a decision. It's a decision like, do you work out or do you not work out? Do you invite or do you not invite? And it all goes down really to that compound effect, right? And so I just really want to make sure, because I want you guys to have success. I want that more than anything. Probably sometimes I think I want it more for you than you want it for yourself, which is one of my ultimate failures in my business. But I will tell you that when you get crystal clear, when you really understand why, and you strengthen that mindset, and you freaking believe it with all your might, no matter what is being thrown at you, you get up and you do what you have to do, and you work your power hour like a boss, your business will grow. Okay, so if you're struggling, I want you to think about those things. What is your why? Like, is it a concrete why? What is the vision that you want to have, like, for your life? You know, what does that look like? See it, taste it, feel it, just like Stephania was talking about. And then, you guys, I know that we are hot messes, and I'm sorry, but yes, I'm labeling all of you that, because if you are part of my downline, I'm sure you're a hot mess. It was like a running joke at our Destin retreat, because we're all like, we're like all hot messes, and we're like just winging it, right? Okay, but that's great, but it's not funny, because that's where we're getting ourselves in trouble. We think we're doing the activities, but we're really not. So I know that it's not fun to track. Find some way that you can track. Use Streak, use Gmail, use a pen and paper, use the BAT that I created, use something so that you are putting the effort and time for your fit families and for what you're trying to create. A lot of you guys have kids already. Some of you guys don't have children yet, but you plan to. So you work for your family, and that's what a lot of it comes down to for all of us. When I look at my vision, I can tell you, and I look at most of us, it's, yes, I want to help people. I want to make sure that obesity and heart disease, but you know what? Like, I want my family, like, I want to make sure that my family is taken care of, and that, you know, if anything were to ever happen to me, that they're going to be okay. A little kind of short story that you guys don't know, and I'm going to kind of add this in here, why things got crystal clear for me, is that my mom is 56 years old. My father and her divorced 6 years ago, and so she basically had all of her income, all of her assets, all that fun stuff, you know, happens in divorce. And so she had all of that split 6 years ago, and she's been working really hard to build that back up again. And last week she found out that she lost her job. So they let her go after being with the company for 13 years. Some of you guys talked to me that day, and I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, now I'm like, okay, like, there's a possibility that my mom might not find another job right away. There's a possibility that I might have to help paying for my mom and her mortgage. I might have to support my mom, you know, and like, of course, it's my mom. I would do whatever I can to help my mom. But without Beachbody, I mean, I don't know what I would do. Like, there is no way with what I was making as a nurse and my husband as an engineer, we were barely getting by, that I would even be in that kind of situation where I could help them. So, I mean, think about that. Like, it doesn't just affect you. It can affect so many other people. And so most of the time, your why and your vision is going to probably be family related. It's going to be tied to that. You just have to believe that it's possible, because you guys have seen so many other people. I have done it. Other coaches on this team have done it. And you're getting the training. You know what to do. And like I said, success leaves clues. So it's not that we don't know what to do, right? It's always like that self-limiting belief in our minds blocking us. Okay? So as soon as those thoughts and those fears come in your head, and you're like, I don't know if I should do this. Like, I don't think I'm going to be good at this. Like, she's this or she's that, or that person is, you know, that person has no children and she's doing this. Get rid of those self-limiting beliefs that you tell yourself, and focus on that vision and focus on why, because that North Star is what is going to keep you going over and over and over again. Besides the fact that what we do is pretty freaking incredible, and the messages and watching people transform their life, I mean, that's just, it's amazing. So the fact that you get to create an income, and you get to be home, and you get to help other people, and you get to, you know, fill this world with a little bit more love and light, I mean, I think we have like the best thing going for me. So I always find it hard to believe, like, when people are like, nah, I don't really want to do this. I'm like, really? Like, this is like the best thing ever. Like, I can't believe it. But then again, like, they're just not the right people, you know? So anyways, I just wanted to add that in there, because as you guys know, like, just It's been so transforming. So don't go in circles anymore. Don't go, what's wrong? Don't try to like, if you're doing something wrong and you keep making the same mistakes, like look at your actions, because your actions are going to find like, where did things go wrong? And I can tell you, your tracker, that's your plan. Follow the plan. I would not be where I'm at if I didn't have a freaking plan, because I came into this business like a bulldozer, and I really just like whatever Melanie told me to do, I did. And so follow your plan. If you follow your plan with your vision and your mission and just lead by example, living that healthier, happier life, it has to start from us. You will inspire so many people, and all of those things will be fulfilled. You just have to believe it. So any questions you guys have before we go?
You guys have any questions at all? If you missed the beginning of the call, make sure that you go back and you listen to Creating Your Purpose, because that's really,
I went on this little thingy. Now I can see everyone. Hi, guys. I can only see like a couple people. Hi, friends.
Comments, concerns, shout-outs, dedications, whatever.
No, and if you're not in a challenge group, get in our full challenge group, because it's a lot of fun.
It's huge. It's awesome.
I don't think I've been, no lie, I don't think I've been this excited about a challenge group probably since I became a coach. Like in the beginning, I was like super, super excited about it. I was like, man, then you start doing them for a while, but I'm like really excited. It's going to be so awesome for that challenge group. So if you guys need your own fitness support and you're not in a group and you're not running one and you want to get involved, send me a message or send your upline a message and we'll get you guys in there. Okay.
Jamie, the recording, Alyssa will get it up and then it'll be in the Royal Republic page.
Always. So all the recordings from all calls are always in Team Royal Republic. And I will say that, guys, I was behind in uploading some calls. So I just uploaded another 5. If for some reason, like you're like, I don't know where like the calls are, go to my YouTube channel, because I always upload them to YouTube. It might take me a day or two, but like there's a ton of them that I just uploaded yesterday too. There's like 5 of them on there. So okay. Hey, Stephania, thank you so much. That was so awesome. I'm so glad that you got on and you were able to have that own clarity. I know we've all kind of been, going through this whole thing. So you just like what you're talked about totally meshed into, I mean, exactly. It's like you hit it on the nail on the head. So I know for myself, I got to make another vision board, right, guys?
I need about 5 more whiteboards, but
what?
So I need like 5 more whiteboards too. So.
Yeah, I do too. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to get all organized. I got all my stuff today, so I'm ready. I'm getting organized. I'm going to lead by example, guys, so watch this. I mean, if I can get organized, you guys can get organized, because I'm the biggest hot mess that ever lived.
Thank you guys so much for taking your time out. Every time you take time out, it's a trade-off. You're taking time from your family or from someone else, something else to be here. So, we really appreciate it too. Go out, rock it. Have an awesome evening, you guys. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
And Marsha will be doing our call next Monday, just so you guys know. So Marsha's on our call next Monday, and I will be pulling up some of you guys to start doing some of our team calls soon. Just so you guys know, it's a really good experience for you, and it'll prepare you guys for the main stage. So don't be surprised when I start calling on people. You don't be Diamond to start sharing some of your knowledge with us, because you all have things you've gone through in this business. I don't care if you've been a coach. You all have learning experience you guys can share with others. So kind of be on the lookout for that, because we're going to have some other newbies jumping up on us as well. So, all right. Any questions you guys have, post in the group. Oh, call to action. Okay. So in the next 48 hours, I really, really want you to think about your why. Get super, super clear on that, and then your vision. I will start like a little poll. I'll make a little graph, and we can all post below that. But take some time to do that. It might take a little bit of time to figure that out, but really spend some time over the next 48 hours and figure out what your why is and what your vision is for your life. And I'll tell you, like, it's probably going to give you some tearjerkers. When it does, that's when you know that you're on target. Okay. All right. I love you guys. You guys are all amazing. You guys are all rock stars. I hope you guys can feel my love from me to you, from all over the world. I love you guys. Thanks again, Stephania. Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.